Welcome back to the Mirus Industry Analysis. Here's what the July numbers are telling us. July delivered two genuine milestones. Metropolitan occupancy broke through 94% for the first time in over a decade. And more homes lifted their room prices than in any single month on record. With the new financial year underway, providers have clearly been busy. Average daily subsidy edged up 30 cents to $314.43 across the sector. MM1 services led the way, up 39 cents, while MM4 and 5 dipped 8 cents, though they remain well ahead on a higher base at $331.16. As always, remember the most recent month reads artificially low, with backdated reassessments filling in over the following weeks. Claiming activity was essentially flat, holding at just over 7% of Medicare claims being assessed by AMOs. Underneath that headline figure, there was movement, though MM2 and 3 services lifted by nearly 0.4%, and MM4 and 5 climbed to just under 8%. Voluntary claiming pulled back a touch, easing from 4.94% in June to just under 4.7% last month. The age of ANAC claims crept up again, with just over 45% of claims now sitting at more than 12 months of age. Reassessment timeframes slowed marginally, with the average time from request to reassessment rising 2% to just under 17.5 days. That's still one of the more efficient results we've seen this year. Occupancy climbed again in July, up 0.28% to just over 93.5% across the sector. But the standout here is MM1 metropolitan occupancy passed 94% for the first time in more than 10 years. That's a genuine milestone. Interestingly, that growth came despite a pullback in activity. New permanent admissions fell over 17% to just over 4,200 for the month, and respite usage declined by nearly 6%. The respite to permanent conversion rate also eased, down 3 percentage points to just under 49% industry-wide, though MM1 held stronger at just over 53%. What's holding occupancy up is length of stay. The proportion of residents in care for less than 6 months fell again to just over 17%, and in MM1 to just under 16%. Fewer short stays means beds are staying occupied longer. The average age of new admissions ticked up to just over 85.5 years, with MM1 admissions averaging just over 86. And on advertised room pricing, July was extraordinary. 362 services increased their highest room price, and 356 increased their lowest, more than 5 times June's numbers, and the largest number of homes to increase prices in a single month ever recorded. The weighted average advertised price rose 1.29% to $615,112. Total direct care time declined again in July, falling 1.5% to just over 227 minutes per resident per day. That's still above the 215-minute target by around 12 minutes, but the buffer is narrowing. RN minutes eased by around 1% to just under 47.5 minutes per resident per day. EN minutes were down nearly 2.5%, AIN minutes down 1.6%, and diversional therapy and activities officers down 2%. Allied health held essentially flat at just under 10.5 minutes, and non-care hospitality time was down slightly at just over 50 minutes. Here's the piece to watch. Average case mix and occupancy are both climbing, and both push the required minutes higher. Rosters currently carry enough buffer to keep delivery ahead of the target, but that buffer is doing more work each month. July 2026 was a month of records and milestones. Occupancy in metropolitan Australia broke 94% for the first time in a decade. Providers repriced accommodation at a scale we've never seen before, and subsidy continued its steady climb. At the same time, care delivery is trending down while requirements trend up. And that gap deserves attention now, not at the end of the quarter. Whether you need support forecasting your care minute requirements, reviewing your accommodation pricing strategy, or understanding what these numbers mean for your service, the Mirus team is here to help. Reach out to us today. Until next time.